Hello everybody. Wasn't sure what to say then. Hope you're doing really well. Today we've got some unfinished business. It was a video I was meant to make a while back, but because of lots of different reasons, battery dying, timing issues, I can finally say we're here to do a video that I'm very excited about. We're in Washington in Sussex. We've come to see some incredible lime kilns and a former spectre of a past industrial legacy that we need to sort of find out and see what remains of this. Stay with me, you're gonna like it, come on. Hello everybody, welcome back. So, I'm so excited about doing this one today because I'm just very well aware that there might have been a few explorers who have done this, but actually to put it all in context is actually quite a totally different thing in itself. So we're here at what would affectionately be known as Washington lime kilns, and we're on the verge of looking at them now. In fact, they are literally down here, and what makes it really interesting is the condition's actually fairly good from memory, and I'm just really excited to see them. I just want to show you them. I want to put it all into context because just the industry itself is just wonderful really for this, and just such a brief but fascinating story. So let's just keep heading down and let's go check out these kilns. Okay, so we've arrived literally just around the corner, and wow, I could have brought a torch with me. I do have one in the car and it wouldn't be a stretch to actually go back and get it, but I think we're going to be alright for today. Yeah, lots and lots of midges around, so I might have to just wrap myself up a little bit more than normal. So there's 4 lime kilns here in various stages of decomposition on this beautiful ridge here, which overlooks what would now be the Worthing to London road, which links up to the M25 eventually. Amazing. Wow. So I'm looking through the camera because I want to make sure these are coming out relatively okay. If not, let's try my torch on my phone, and we can hopefully get a better idea. Let's have a look. There we go, perfect. Ha! Who needs a proper torch when you've got one on your phone? Well, the condition doesn't disappoint. They're actually in relatively good condition. Some of you might be laughing at that, but through all the kiln sites I've seen, and obviously if you've been following my channel you'll know that we've seen a lot, these aren't actually too bad. So we're going to explore the first 2. I'm going to talk more about the history when we reach the other 2, which are just around the corner. But he's covered in midges. Come on torch, work your magic. There we go. Wow, I'm amazed at the condition still. Look at that. You can imagine the heat of the furnace coming through on these, pumping that through where the chalk was fed in from the top. Looks even like the shutter is still there. I'm going to try and get a little closer. Look, there's the ridge for where the shutter would have come across or come down to, I'm assuming, control the heat. I've done enough of these to sort of know roughly now. And there you go. And then as we look out, look at this. This beautiful time capsule. Again, the condition, believe it or not, is actually fairly good. I'm amazed. And then obviously the chalk piling on top, fed through really hot heat, and then turned into lime for, in this instance, for building material, shall we say. Let's turn my torch off. Wow. So I'm hoping that, well, there's definitely one there. There should be 2 more. So yeah, How beautiful. I reckon let's just keep walking around and we'll talk about it whilst we're going through it. So, history lesson as I'm talking you through it. So we've got, these were built in the 19th century, namely around 1839. Let's push through. And they only, from about 1839 they came into existence. And they only lasted for about 100 years when they ceased operation in 1930 or 1930 thereabouts. And what's brilliant about this is that obviously it's perfectly situated in situ with everything. Now there's a wonderful old map. In fact, there's a few historical maps that actually give you a really good idea of the kilns in situ. You can see the four clearly distinct. Obviously these have all been linked up. They'd be noted as twin kilns, so basically two of them are the same and the other two are also of their own construction, if that makes sense. And it was Thomas and Herbert Float, who were local farmers in the area, and they basically came up with the idea of how can we earn a little bit more money. And because they were brothers, they got that brotherly intuition, and they're like, do you know what, we've got all this natural chalk lying behind us, why don't we put a few kilns down and start selling off our lime, and obviously for building materials. And obviously at that period of time, building and industry was heavy in this area, and it's not too hard to imagine that we were literally a stone's throw away from Worthing, and we're also on the what would have been the old, well, on a part of the Worthing to London road, which obviously would have given us almost straight access through to London. Obviously this all would have been taken through horse and cart. Now, before I show you the other two kilns, as you can see now in the background, it started off in the chalk pit. Now, I'm not going to lie, there's nothing there really, just obviously former use of it being a chalk pit, but then it also didn't really have much use after that. It was just it was pretty much abandoned in the true sense of the word. And then what happened was it got turned into a plant hire, and that was really its last use underneath that. Now, mind-blowing little bit of information here. If you're familiar with my channel, you know that recently I did a video on Washington, and it was to do with an extremely rare pillbox variation slash bunker, which was to do with the Royal Canadian Engineers, who was stationed literally above us at the South Downs. Nice bit of added information here, which I found out, which I was really pleased with. These kilns during World War II, it was noted that the kilns especially were actually used as World War II ammunition stores. And it probably would have been in likelihood that they would have been to do with the Canadians. So the Canadians were stationed all across here. They got their headquarters just down the road in Western State. And then you're basically here, and you might as well dump your ammunition in a place near a chalk pit. It makes sense. It's not going to do anything if it goes off, and it'll be well protected. So, amazing. Lots of different purposes. Oh. So yeah, a kiln site that got turned into, let's turn the old torch on, got turned into World War II ammunition stores for the Canadians, which we've seen on part of this filming anyway. There we go. Look at that. The condition of this is fantastic. And by those incredible brothers who'd literally decided, do you know what? Like I said, let's make some money. We've got all this chalk, turn into lime. Building was rife, they needed lime for building materials. Let's take it and go with it. Look at the condition of this. So like I said before, the chalk would have been put in. See if we can get a better look underneath. Look at that, wow. Still bits of wood in there. Look at that. So like I said, two kilns are the same and two other kilns are different. So they're what they call, they were labelled as twin kilns, so I'm assuming that by that purpose that Two of them were designed, like I said, in a specific way, and two of them were designed in a different way. Either way, they all had the same purpose, which is absolutely fascinating. I'm amazed at the condition. I really am. Although I'm getting bitten to buggery here. There's also not really much else left apart from the chalk pit itself. And again, it doesn't take much imagination to sort of see that, where the chalk was being transported down, put on top just here, filtered through into lime, put on horses and carts just over there. There would have been a staging platform just round the corner, and then taken away. Absolutely brilliant, isn't it? Really fascinating. Right, let's go on to the final kiln, and then we'll see if we can find anything else, and if not, I'll let you know either way. Come on then. So before I take you into the other one, I just wanted to point this out. There's a beautiful old barrel here, or part of one, that clearly is being used for, I don't know whether it has been used for planting, which is the way that nature is just taking it over, but it's not hard to imagine that that would have been around here at the same time. Absolutely fascinating. But we need to get inside that other kiln, so let's do it. Okay. Oh wow. Well, I've saved the trickiest one for last, for good reason. You can tell hardly anybody's properly gone into these. Oh man, just eating a cobweb. It's a commitment for you. Wow. Look at this. Oh my god, I've never seen one in this type of condition before. I'm not going to say it is unique to the channel, but my word, look at this. All the wood and the rust from the metal. The fact of that is still surviving. You see how corroded it's come away. Very fragile, but the fact that's still there. Look at that. Wow. I mean, the patterning on the brickwork is absolutely stunning. When the farmers built this, like I said, in the 1830s or 1839 to be more precise, they really knew how they were going to construct this, didn't they? And the fact that it literally lasted for 100 years, and then not too long after that, used as a World War II ammunition store. Quite possibly, we're pretty sure it will be for the Royal Canadians, God bless them, for all their military manoeuvres literally above us on the South Downs. Remarkable. It's a shame really that the chalk pit itself just doesn't have much left, but again, like I said before, because that was used as a plant hire at one point, there's just really an engineering shed and just some leftover stuff on that. Apologise for the hair, by the way. Very hot and sweaty today, as you can imagine. Very, very muggy. But wow. What a treat. I mean, this is proper abandoned rural Surrey, isn't it? From an industrial sense. Can you imagine the lime that was being produced here could have been used all the way up to London, all the way down to just the coast just here in Sussex? Absolutely remarkable. Really is. Just incredible, isn't it? Right, let's go see what else we can find, if anything. Come on. Okay, so we're now walking pretty much on what would have been the sort of staging platform for where the lime would have then been deposited, literally being taken down then to the road here. The idea was that it would have just been of ease of access, so in relevance the chalk pit is there, comes all the way down, just gets fed on top to the kilns. Once the kilns have converted the chalk into lime, it gets processed, taken on horse and cart, and away we go, either down to the coast at Worthing or up to London. And here we are. Absolutely remarkable that this stuff still remains. There was rumours, although I can't see it now, and if it is, it's probably long gone, to be honest with you, that there was a flint building that remained, which was part of the old workhouse, old part of the basically the site as it originally was. But sadly, that's not here anymore. And as I've said before, I wouldn't necessarily complain that it's not, because something that old and significant, time's obviously going to take its toll no matter what. But the fact that we got to see those wonderful kilns in situ is absolutely remarkable. Obviously we know that the main house, as you saw in the old photos, is still up there. There's a few cottages, etc. So we're going to make our way back now. Beautiful little old bricks. Little bits of rubbish, you can imagine. Over time people have been using this in many forms. But now what we're going to do is we're going to walk back up on ourselves and note that the kilns are on the just here on our left. You can see just this, how well hidden they can be. I mean, this is on a, by the way, I just want to clarify, this is on a this is on a footpath. So we're not breaking any rules, anybody, and you can just visit it. But look how well hidden that is. So that's our 4 kilns in there, believe it or not, everyone. Look at that, in like a little, would have been a little curve, cute but extremely warm. You can imagine the heat bellowing, the hard work, but yet you can imagine them farmers rubbing their hands together, them brothers going, oh, it pays to get bits of our land to be, you know, sold off to make a bit of money, easy money. And it wasn't uncommon. You know, we've seen this before, where actually the other side is that you would see farmers make their own little kilns for burning lime for their about acidic soil to reduce it. So again, those tiny little kilns, we may come back to. In fact, actually, you've seen a couple on my channel before, but it's nice just to revisit something with this amount of industry. Anyway, I really hope you like that. I loved it. And yeah, shame the chalk pit itself didn't have much to offer, but hey, you know, you gotta thank your lucky stars of what you get these days, haven't you? Love to all of you out there. Thank you so much for coming along with me. In the immortal words of Phoenix history, because history matters. Oh my word, doesn't it just? Feel free to spread the word of the channel. Much love to all of you out there. Hopefully you got all the history. Yeah, take care everybody. You know the drill. Cup out.